It is 5:30, and I will call this Stephenville City Council meeting to order. Special City Council meeting to order, I apologize. First up on the agenda, we need to canvass the results of the November 4th, 2025 special election. I have appointed a canvassing committee, the chair being Mr. Nix, Council Member Greenhall, and then Council Member Cook will be on the canvassing committee. We are going to recess this special meeting for the committee to step out and canvass the results of the special election held November 4th, 2025. It is 5:30, and I will call us into recess. All right, it's 5:33, and I'm going to bring us back into a special city council meeting. Agenda item number 2 is consider approval. What?
Finish canvassing.
I'm sorry. Mr. Nix, would you honor us with the results of the election, please, sir?
Indeed, I will, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you. After canvassing the election results that were held November 4th, 2025, in a special election for the mayor of the city of Stephenville, there were a total of 2,047 votes cast. Lon Reisman received 1,265 votes. David Baskett received 643 votes. Undervotes were 139. After looking at the information that the county provided for us and the numbers that they provided to support this, we believe that these two are accurate and correct numbers, and the winner of the election was Lon Reisman.
Thank you, sir.
And I would make a motion to approve Resolution 2025R-20 that canvasses the returns and the declaring the results of the November 4, 2025 special election, electing Lon Reisman as mayor of Stephenville for the unexpired term through May of 2026.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Nix, a second. We'll give that to Mr. Parr there. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. Next item, Mr. Reisman, if you'd step forward, and Ms. Lockenhauer, you will administer the oath of office to our new mayor.
If you will raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Lon Richmond,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Mayor of the City of Stephenville,
of Mayor of the City of Stephenville,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and the laws of the United
and
States
the laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, I'm sorry you were leaving.
No, abandoning us.
I'm gonna give you more.
Spread out a little bit now.
Okay, it's 5:36, and I will call to order the city council committee.
Need to adjourn the committee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we'll adjourn this from the special meeting that we just had. And now it's 5:37. And I'll call to order for the city council committee regular meeting. And first up for development services is Gerald Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As we have discussed many times over the past, the last two meetings, we've discussed the need to put together a steering committee for the land use plan to work with and hear the reports back from our consultants that we have hired, provide some direction. There's probably about 4 meetings per year, thereabouts, within that. We ask everybody to put some names in, and for those of you on the council that did that, that's very much appreciated. There have been some other names brought in since then, and since this report was done for you, and for different reasons. They are the ones that to date, the nominees include Clay Bertram, Lee Bristol. They're not really nominees, these are suggestions down the list, okay? Clay Bertram, Lee Bristol, Betty Chu, Martin Clinton, Lisa Pendleton, Drew Robertson, Nick Robinson, David Tomlinson, and Mark Wallace. Also to that list, you might want to note Eric Cedarstrom from the school district, superintendent, Carrie Hale, John Woolley, and Kurt Plaxco, or 4 others in that. Were there any others from the council? Okay. From the committee, our goal here tonight, I think, is to put together a master list of the people that we would want to have considered. And those will be contacted by staff to talk about, to ask them if they would serve, for one thing, if they are appointed by the city council, and then to bring that report back for the next council meeting. That will be the December meeting of the council for approval of the steering committee. Our consultants have asked that we put together 8 to 14 people on this. There is one thing that I would like the committee to consider and just discuss for just a moment and see if you have a problem with it. And it's a little bit off the rim, I guess, a little bit, in that based on when we did the comprehensive plan, and we had a steering committee, which you've seen the list of people on the steering committee. The council was always invited to all of those meetings. Some of the city council actually served on there. But over that period of a year or so, we didn't have all that great of a regular attendance by council members. Instead, they held back, and then they went through the review and whatnot. I would suggest, just a recommendation, that perhaps this time, maybe we, for this land use plan, which deals more with policies, and not just, it's the policies that make comprehensive plan work. It is getting it down into the weeds, if you will. There will probably be about 4 meetings during the year. And that perhaps the entire council would be willing to serve on that steering committee. And be named as part of the steering committee, along with some of these other individuals, some or all of them, depending on this committee. What would you think about that? That way, when we get to the end of the land use plan, City Council has had an opportunity to look at it, review it as it goes along for the year, instead of having to absorb everything right at the end in maybe 1 or 2 meetings. This way, you're a part of the process rather than being at the end of the process. It's a little different way of doing it, but having the city council plus some other individuals that maybe you have recommended might be a good way of doing and overcoming that, and it's frankly just an educational thing too. Then becomes a really educational thing for the council. I'd like to know what you think about that. I'll start with the committee. Brandon, what do you think?
I think that, having, like you said, having us be part of it from the beginning, have a better grasp on the details of it. I think that would be very helpful for us. I know for me,
Okay.
to be able to be exposed to it from the beginning rather than just trying to read a summary towards the end.
Maddie?
I think it's helpful that we all sit and educate ourselves with what policies and things going on. I'm not opposed to that idea.
Leanne?
Ditto what both of them said.
Okay.
I agree. I think it's important that we see it from the inside out, and not just the cliff notes at the end.
Then then with your agreement, we put everyone on the city council as a recommendation for the steering committee. The next point would be others that we would want to add, and any of you out of the list that we have.
Well, the people on the list haven't been contacted, correct?
They have not. Nobody's been contacted yet.
So
That'll be coming up. That'll happen between now and our next meeting, because that'll weed out some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them will, frankly, will not want to, I'm
Correct.
sure.
Okay.
So, but now we need to pick.
So maybe we contact the ones that we have so far and see, and then see where we stand, how many we have left, and
Is there, well, maybe I ought to put it this way, is there, does that work good for the rest of the group? We put all these people on and then contact them?
At the next meeting, if they decide they
work
don't
for
want
you?
to, then we can remove them.
Brandon, is that okay with you?
That works for me, yes, sir.
Is there any other comments from the council?
Are you talking about the entire list of the original committee?
I'm no,
He's
no,
talking
sir,
about these
just the
nine.
ones that have been nominated
Okay.
or suggested.
I'm not on your committee, but I'd like to make a couple of additional suggestions that I think would be important to have their input in as we consider this. Mark McClinton would be one of those, and
He's on the
then,
list.
I'm sorry, now, I need to back up on
I know.
that. The other one was Meta Collier.
She's
I think
She
Meta's
would be good.
very civic oriented and very, very good at details, and I think she would do a good job also.
let's, do we have any others?
Mr. Cook,
Yes, sir.
one of the people on the list has been contacted, and has told me they were willing to serve.
Okay,
Cause I'm the one that reached out to them,
okay,
and that's Mr. Wallace.
okay. So, don't call Mark. He's been, all right, very good. All right, with that, would the committee, if that's all right with you, we will make this recommendation and for these people and whoever's left, and go with the council as our steering committee. Is that all right?
yes,
Do we need to have a motion on that from the committee?
Yes.
I'd like to get a motion from somebody.
I'll make a motion that we, approve to contact the nominees on the committee steering, or the community steering committee as presented.
second.
Yes. And now, discussion?
You mentioned names that were not on the list.
Yes.
So
They're on the list now.
Do we have them in the record? Okay.
Yes. Along with the last one that was mentioned by
Yes, sir.
Alan Metacollier. Okay? Are we good? Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Second. All right, good. We will take this, what we end up with as a recommendation to the council at the next meeting. Okay? Thank you.
That concludes the Development Service Committee. Next up is the Parks and Leisure Service Committee, and I'll ask David Basket if he would take care of that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to ask Mr. Trussell to come up and discuss the approval for donations of, in lieu of library fines. Sounds like a great
Sounds like a
project.
mouthful, huh? So every year, the library tries to do, around this time of year, around the holiday season, they try to do a donation in lieu of library fines. So that's what they're seeking approval for. Tonight is to take canned food items in lieu of fines at the library, and then they'll make a donation once that program is over. And so we wouldn't start this program until after the next council meeting in December.
Am I reading this correct where it's 2 cans of food equals $5?
That's what they've done in the past, and they're open to suggestions if there's something else, but that's what they've done in the past.
Okay.
So
And we're gonna be distributing to St. Luke's Pantry?
St. Luke's Pantry is who they've also done that to in the past.
Okay. Is that where we?
That's where they're currently seeking to do it again. So I didn't even know until she told me that St. Luke's had one. So I know there's several all over town, but that's where they've done it in the past. I think the last time she told me they did around $600 worth of canned food items is what St. Luke's told them they estimated the value to be.
Fantastic.
So I think it's a good program. I think it encourages people to come back in, get their fines off their account, check out library books, and participate in our library. So I think it's a good program.
Any questions for Darren?
No comment. Can I?
Absolutely.
I ran into a lady today that she was, she was helping replenish one of those, the food bank stores, you know, that some of the churches have on their outside. And she said, you know, she said, this has got to be almost a daily thing. There are so many people. She said, I did this day before yesterday, and today is totally empty. And there's so many people in the community that need help. And I thought it was, with this coming up and everything like that, I thought it's an emphasis we need to remember here. And would be a great help, and this is a good way of doing it.
I see the people at the Church of Christ every time I drive by when they're open, lined up out there, so I know they're busy, and I know this time of year is tough on some people, so.
Yeah, our basic needs program is lined up around the corner all the time.
Yeah.
They're very busy on the days they're open.
Any other questions for Darren? Yes, sir.
This is kind of a left-handed question, but when you offer something like this, is there a negative impact on the amount of books that are returned, or is there anything detrimental?
No, I mean, these are all people who have returned their books and have a fine on their account. So the book has
Okay.
already been returned. They just have a fine on their account that would have to be paid before they check out another book. So,
And that fine prevents them from checking out any
yeah,
other
they have to
book.
pay that fine before they can check out any additional materials.
Gotcha, that's a good idea, okay.
So-
That sounds like a good program to me.
Any other questions? It's the pleasure of the committee.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve of the donation in lieu of library funds.
Second.
All right, I got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, that will go to council with a positive recommendation. Next up would be to consider approval of NYC 3 scoreboard right here.
So this is another piece of our NYC field construction project. It was another thing that was pulled out of that project in order to go out and try to get what we really wanted and what we thought needed to be a part of that field, and to make sure we were getting the best price possible directly from the manufacturer who we deal with our scoreboards. And so we have gone out to a company that now goes by Watchfire, actually formerly known as Spectrum, a very large scoreboard company, very reputable company, and we asked them to design us a couple of options. And so I laid in front of you all the option that we went with. They were all real similar options. This scoreboard is 28 foot across, so it's a very large scoreboard. And it's about 8 feet tall on the scoreboard and another 4 feet on top for a truss system with signage mounted on the top of that. There was a change in the scoreboard proposal pricing. We did go back and add sponsorship panels below the scoreboard so that we can go out and seek sponsors for the scoreboard. We're trying to do that with all our fields. And so that changed the number a little bit, but the number for this scoreboard, the total package price installed is $40,324. And it would be, once we approve it at the next council meeting, they'll get started on manufacturing the product and getting us kind of lined out with our construction process and getting electrical ran and all that kind of stuff, so they're ready to install before we complete the project.
Any questions for Darren?
If I read the contract right, we have to provide the supports for this, is that correct? The posts to support it?
It should be all-inclusive.
Well, you know, exclusions does not include providing or setting support structure, electrical work, conduit, cables as needed, et cetera.
So we're running the electrical and stuff through J Mills and them. We've talked to them about running electrical and stuff. We don't want to, you have different options for these scoreboards. You can run them wirelessly if you want to. You have to wire them in to get power to them. You can run them wirelessly with your control unit. We're choosing a wired option because it seems to be a better working option for us. We've had a lot of problems with our wireless options. I'll have to check back with him on the installation of the post and make sure with our provider what we're gonna do on that front. If not, it would have to be something we run through J Mills and our fence contractor. So, and our fence contractor's getting ready to provide service on some of that stuff. So it's something we could set in line with our fence provider. They're out there kind of setting up their stuff right now. So we could run it with him.
Well, and my thought was if we're gonna have to provide it, we need clear specs and dimensions from them on where these support posts need to be for their sign, because I'm sure there's
So
built
once
into
we-
the sign, there would be some kind of braces or something.
They'll give us schematics on everything.
Okay.
Once we get into that process. Right now, they've just provided us with the, kind of a, here's a pretty picture of what it's gonna look like. And so they haven't provided us any of the actual construction documents.
Okay.
They'll provide those. We'll get those to J Mills. Same thing we're doing with, our company out of Granbury who's doing our netting systems and all that stuff. They're getting all those schematics to J Mills, so we know exactly where everything is placed. So before we do any flat work or anything like that, we're not doing any flat work that we would have to tear up.
Sounds good to me.
Is there gonna be any wireless option? I know that some places where we go for baseball tournaments, you can like scan the QR code and for travel tournaments and stuff where the
For the
teams
scoreboard?
can run the scoreboard.
So we have wireless options for these and you have wired options for these. My experience has been, the one I have at Tarleton with the wireless option is just nothing but problems constantly. I don't know why it's a problem. You would think with technology it'd be pretty simple to make that happen. Our wired options at the stadium's a wired option
Yeah.
and much bigger control unit, but it just works much better. It just, leave it to the IT guys support the
Just
wired
like
option.
paper's always better.
In all the new stadiums up there, even baseball, softball, we hot rock wired it all.
Yeah, everybody's going back to a wired system just because they have problems. They do have app-based programs and stuff now for some of their scoreboards. Some of the smaller scoreboards, people look at that stuff, but these big scoreboards are not.
Darren, I really feel in the community on some of the steel that you're gonna need to put it up with, probably get that donated. I know that we got a lot of that donated in the past, and you just gonna get with your engineer and you find the size of the steel you're gonna need to go in, but I think you can take, that and the concrete probably could be donated for no cost.
Well, and I'm sure J Mills, I'll talk to J Mills
Yeah.
about it. We're concreting in every post for the fence, and we're also doing a concrete, border around the entire field, an edging strip around the entire field. And so that would be done at the same time as this, along with our foul poles and things like that. So it's all gonna be,
Are you gonna put a track behind it when you have to get up there and fix something in it? Will there be a track, you know what I'm talking about, on the back of it?
probably not on this one, like you're talking about like an area where you can actually
where you
stand
walk out
behind
and
it.
Fix it, yes,
We can talk to them about what they can install. We didn't ask for that.
right. I just didn't know how high it was gonna be when you get your ladders out there, that, you know, you can put a new system in it.
Their module's probably pretty reachable, because it's probably towards the bottom of this thing, where they have to work on most of it. I mean, at the top level of it, you can see it in that picture, it's 22 foot 6 inches, so
Yeah.
it's actually, it's getting way up there compared to what
pretty-
your fence is at 6 feet. I mean, it's high.
I know that we put some of those.
This is not quite as big as what Tarleton has on their field, but not tremendously smaller than what they would have on their field. And we do have several high schools that will be using this field for their home games.
Just something to think about.
So, yeah,
Somebody might donate something like that also.
No, we can have them look into that. We can have Spectrum look into anything y'all want to look into
Right.
for that. I can talk to them about some wireless options for anything, if there's any other options we can look at. But I think their wired options seem to be their best working options.
Any other questions for Darren?
I'm not on the committee, but I have one question. Do we know how much the sponsorships are gonna go for?
We haven't discussed what those will be. We have some ideas and we're working on some stuff, but we can bring y'all back some numbers and look at that stuff. We're working on renaming field sponsorships and things like that and where those prices should be set. So, Troy and I are kind of working on that. He's done that a little bit. He's got a little experience with it.
Yeah, you always brought it to me.
So we know where he can come with it.
Any other questions for Darren? It's the pleasure of the committee.
Mr. Chairman, I would make the motion to approve the purchase of the scoreboard as presented from Spectrum Enterprises for a price of $40,324.
That is correct. 40,324.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. All right, thank you, Darren. That'll move on to council
you.
with a positive recommendation. And that concludes the Park and Leisure Services Committee meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Baskett. We'll go on now to the Nominations Committee. Maddie Smith, Chair.
It's everybody's favorite time of the year when we get to reappoint all of our boards and commissions. So settle in. Hope you have some water. The first one up for consideration is the Airport Advisory Board. We have 3 places that were up for reappointment, and then we have 1 place that voluntarily vacated their position. So the first is place 2, Ricky Thurman has applied to sit again on the Airport Advisory Board. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve Ricky Thurman for place 2 on the Airport Advisory Board. Or move it to council with positive recommendations. is what I should say. Thank you. The next is place 4 of Austin Brown. He is reappointing.
Maddie, I think we need to vote.
Oh, okay. I was gonna do it at the end, but all in favor to move Ricky Thurman with a positive recommendation for place 2 on the Airport Advisory Board?
Aye.
Perfect. Next is place 4. Austin Brown would like to be reappointed to place 4 of the Airport Advisory Board. Make a motion that we approve Austin Brown, or move Austin Brown to council with positive recommendation for place 4.
Second that.
A vote for place 4?
Aye.
Next is place 6. Hardy Hampton has filed to sit again on place 6 of the Airport Advisory Board. I'd like to make a motion that we move him forward with positive recommendation to council for place 6.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Place 5 has been vacated by Colby Sims, and we do have 1 applicant to sit in place 5, and that'd be Devin Hanson. His term would just be a 1 year to fill the existing term. So I'd like to make a motion that we move Devin Hanson into a 1-year term on place 5 of the Airport Advisory Board.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Next is Board of Adjustments. We have 2 seats open. Place 2, Mr. Nemo wished not to sit again, but I would like to make a motion that we recommend Gabriel Woods from alternate 1 to place 2.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Place 4 is Momi Quasi. He is wishing to stay in place 4. So I'll make a motion that we reappoint Momi Quasi to place 4 of Board of Adjustments.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. With moving Gabriel Woods to place 2, leaves alternate 1 open. And we had a couple of applicants, and Mr. Latham, Walter Latham applied. He's wanting to get involved with the community, and I think it'd be a great spot for him to sit as alternate 1 on Board of Adjustments. So I make a motion to put Walter Latham into alternate 1.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. The Building Board, place 2, would be Mr. Fred Parker. He has wished to sit again in place 2. So I make a motion that we move Fred Parker into place 2 of the Building Board.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Electrical Board is place 2 and 4. Those will be reappointments. So I would like to make a recommendation that we reappoint place 2 and 4 on the Electrical Board for a 2-year term.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. The Erath County Appraisal District is not up for reappointment because this is a 2-year term. Next is the Library Advisory Board. We have spots 2, which is currently sitting Jorge Morano. And so I'd like to make a motion that we reappoint Jorge Morano to place 2 of the Library Advisory Board.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Place 5 will be a 1-year term, and that's the reappointment of Catherine Quinnell to place 5. So I'll make a motion that we reappoint Catherine Quinnell to place 5.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Place 6, it would be Kathy Horak Smith. Hers is a 2-year term. So I'll make a motion that we reappoint Kathy Horak Smith to place 6.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Place 7 is Joe Garcia, his will be a one-year term. So I make a motion to reappoint Joe Garcia to place 7 on the library advisory board.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Main Street Advisory Board, we have places 2, 4, and 6 that are to be placed, and then place 5 has voluntarily resigned. The first one would be place 2, and we had 6 applicants for the Main Street Advisory Board. And I would like to recommend that we put Carla Trussell in place 2 of the Main Street Advisory Board. I think she's been very instrumental bringing the Main Street and tourism from the Chamber of Commerce back to the city, and I think that she's passionate about it and would do a good job sitting on the Main Street Advisory Board. So with that, I make a motion that we place Carla Trussell on place 2 of the Main Street Advisory Board.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Place 4 would be Pat Hammett. She applied to sit on Main Street Advisory Board, so I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Pat Hammett to place 4 on the, and the Main Street Advisory Board's place 4 would be Pat Hammett.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. And then place 5 was the voluntary resignation spot, and I would like to place Kathy Hampton on place 5 of the Main Street Advisory Board. So I'd make a motion, motion that we place 5 would be Kathy Hampton. Second by Leanne. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Place 6 is Rita Cook. We would be reappointing Rita Cook to place 6, and I'd make a motion that we reappoint Rita Cook to place 6.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. The Mechanical Board, place 4, Rick Aldifer is up for reappointment. His will be a one-year term. I'd like to make a motion that we reappoint Rick Aldifer to place 4 on the Mechanical Board.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. So Parks and Leisure, this, this board we set as a whole when we combined the Parks and the Senior Citizen and created the Parks and Leisure Services. When we did that, we forgot to stagger the odds and even spots. So this one, we are going to, when we make the motions, some of them will be for 2-year terms. The odds will be for 1-year terms, and the even will be for 2-year terms, so we can get back on the schedule for the odds and evens of the advisory board appointments. So technically, all 7 places are up for reappointment. 1, 3, 5, and 7, or we were just gonna reappoint place 1 is John Breeze for a 1-year term, so I make a motion that we approve John Breeze as place 1.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Place 3 would be Debbie Watson for a 1-year term. So I make a motion that we approve Debbie Watson for a 1-year term in place 3.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Place 5 would be Faye Hodges for a 1-year term. So I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Faye Hodges as place 5 for a 1-year term.
Second.
Motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Place 7 was be Drew Robinson. His will also be a 1-year term, so I make a motion that we approve Drew Robinson for place 7.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Place 2 is Woody Gill. He will be a 2-year term, so I make a motion that we appoint Woody Gill for place 2 on the Parks Board.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Place 4 is Rita Marr for a 2-year term, so I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Rita Marr for place 4.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Place 7, this spot will be open. We had 3 applicants. I feel that.
Place 6.
I'm sorry, place 6.
Okay.
I do apologize, it's my fault. We had 3 applicants. I believe that Maddie Pollard would do a wonderful job sitting in place 6. So with that, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Maddie Pollard to place 6 on the Parks and Leisure Board for a 2-year term.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Planning and zoning. We had 2, 4, and 6 that need to be reappointed. Place 2 is Justin Slauson, and I would like to reappoint Justin Slauson for place 2. So, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Place 4 is Bonnie Terrell. She wished to no longer sit, but I would like to recommend that we move Lisa Pendleton from alternate 1 to place 4.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Place 6 is Brian Leslie. We had a few applicants, and Mr. Leslie has served on the board for quite some time. And I think it's time that maybe he steps back for a year or two, and then we can reappoint him maybe to a different board. But I'd like to recommend Brian Durant in place 6 of the Planning and Zoning.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. The Plumbing Board. We have an open spot on 2, and we have an applicant for Hector, is it Razzo? Razzo. So I'd like to recommend that we appoint Hector Razzo for place 2 on the Plumbing Board.
Second.
And then place 6, we would need to reappoint Larry Graham, so I'd like to make a motion that we reappoint Larry Graham.
Second.
Need to vote on those.
Oh.
Yep.
Yep. For each one of them? Okay. So vote for place 2 to appoint Hector Razzo. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Place 6, Larry Graham, all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Stephenville Economic Development Authority, place 4, 6, and 7 were up for reappointment. All current members 4, 6, and 7 wish to be reappointed to their current seats. And so with that, I'd like to recommend that we approve place 4 of Justin Haskey.
Second.
A motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Place 6 is Ricky Thurman, so I'd like to make a motion that we reappoint Mr. Thurman, Ricky Thurman, to place 6.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. And then place 7 is Mark McClinton. I'd like to make a motion that we reappoint Mr. McClinton, Mark McClinton, to place 7.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Stephenville Tourism and Visitors Advisory Board. Place 2 is Mr. Milo Choate. He is one of our restaurant liaisons here on the Tourism Visitor Board. He is up for reappointment, and I'd like to recommend that we reappoint Milo Choate for place 2.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Place 4 is also a restaurant spot. We had an applicant of Mr. Michael Beach. He owns Peacocks and the pizza place here in town. So I'd like to make a recommendation that we approve Michael Beach for place 4.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Place 6, after looking over the applicants, I think Mr. Justin Skinner would be a good spot to sit for Mr. Skinner in place 6. I'd like to make a recommendation of Justin Skinner for place 6 on the Tourism Visitor Board.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. And the Western Heritage Advisory Board, we had 3 spots open for reappointment. Our 3 current members chose to reapply. So place 2 would be Mr. Jerry Norris. I'll make a recommendation that we reappoint Jerry Norris to place 2.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Place 4 is Miss Angie Ayers. I make a motion that we reappoint Miss Angie Ayers to place 4 of the Western Heritage Advisory Board.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. And then ex officio, place 2 would be Bob Doty. And so I'd make a recommendation that we reappoint Mr. Doty, Bob Doty, for ex officio, place 2.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We will move these forward to council with a positive recommendation, and then for the commissions that need to be interviewed, we'll reach out to those applicants and have them available for the interview on December 3rd? Second, December 2nd. And with that, Mr. Mayor, that concludes the nominations committee report for this evening.
Thank you very much, Maddie. The time is 6:13. I will adjourn the city council committee regular meeting.
Thank you.